This from ESPN.com wildcard preview. A couple of these we'll go through. What to watch for. Last time two teams played, Amari Cooper finished team record 265 yards. Texans didn't have C.J. Stroud. Matchup will be much different when he's healthy. Bold predictions. Browns will win the turnover battle for only the third time this season. It's the first matchup since the 1970 merger featuring team that's committed the league's most turnovers. It's the Browns with 37. Team that has committed the fewest turnovers. That's the Texans, 14. G. Bush, the Browns, they've only won the turnover battle twice, and they've only pushed it 3 times. They've only had one game. One game. The Cardinals game is the only game they didn't turn it over. They win the turnover battle, they're awfully hard to beat.
Yeah, if they don't turn the ball over and their defense plays like the defense plays, where they the most 3 and outs, they're up there in causing turnovers. Talk about the pressure ratings that they give you. If you can't get turnovers in short fields, you're going to have to drive the ball to score in the Browns defense, which is not very it's not that's not an easy prospect for your team when you got to go 70, 80, 90 yards against the Browns defense. So if they're not turning it over, if they're not giving you the ball, and the way Joe Flacco's been throwing the football and getting touchdowns and doing it in the first quarter, you might be down 17 points by the time you even look around and say, wow, what happened to us? Because that's how the Browns kind of snowball on you. Now, the thing I will say about the Browns is they've let some teams back in the game a little bit. They did that to the Texans. The game was much closer in the score than it really denoted. They actually had to put Amari Cooper back in the game. But I think if they can keep that killer instinct and have that focus for the entire game, I think the Browns will be pretty tough to beat, especially in this first round with the Texans.
Yeah, and you would expect that instinct to be there with a winner-go-home mentality. All right, from that same article, stat to know, C.J. Stroud's weakness, man coverage. Has the highest QBR in the league against zone coverage, 74, 27th against man, 39th. This weekend, Stroud will face a Browns defense that runs man coverage at the 10th highest rate, 47%, and has the best man defense in the league. Matchup X factor, cornerbacks Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson, whenever they are lining up on Nico Collins. Collins second in yards per route run, behind only Tyreek Hill. And again, that's going to be something that we're going to want to watch. Who's on Nico Collins? And they better be on him tight, and they better be defending like they can.
Yeah, this is. I think the game boils down to this. We can look at a lot of different things, but when you don't have Tank Dell, which is your speed guy, you're forced to have Nico Collins, and you got Dalton Schultz, who's a solid tight end, who's going to run a lot of the underneath stuff. But when you look at the matchup, it's can Nico Collins get off press man coverage and win his routes off the line of scrimmage and have enough time to do it in order to have C.J. Stroud get to the ball to him with timing and rhythm. I just think that the Browns secondary overall is just better than the receiving core of the Titans. As a matter of fact, as I look around the whole entire field, I give the Cleveland Browns a slight edge in every single position category, from defensive line to O-line to receivers and defensive backs. And the closest they are at any position is quarterback. But as we stated before, give me the veteran over a rookie. The Texans are going to find out why it's so difficult for a rookie or 2 rookies, and Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud, for them to be your best 2 players. You're going to figure out why that's a problem and why it was a nice story. You guys definitely got the pieces apart to be a great organization. D'Amico Ryans probably is going to be coach of the year. He'll be battling with Kevin Stefanski, but you'll find out that, you're going to need some more pieces and parts, and rookies cannot be your best player.
Yeah, and again, they might be a year ahead of where they thought they would be organizationally. Again, this is a really good team. They're young and they're really good, and they're going to get only better.